Hi, I'm Anthony Galeano, the Coldwell Banker realtor in Brentwood, and this video is for you, the person who can no longer afford to make the payments because either you lost your job, you got divorced, some type of situation happened, and you just cannot make the payment anymore. And you're also frustrated because the houses have dropped in price, and you just don't want to continue making those payments, but you're trying to make a decision. You're seeing people do a modification, you hear stories about people short selling, but you're trying to figure out what to do. Okay, this is my own opinion. It's not considered a legal opinion. You should always consult a lawyer if you want to take, if you want to be cautious. But this is an opinion from an agent, and this is what I recommend as an agent. This is what I will do. There is two options. You could modify, but by modifying, you're taking a chance that, first of all, that it's not going to be modified, and second, that the whole amount that is behind is going to be transferred to the end, so at the end you're going to end up paying way more money, just being stretched out over a longer period of time, or through a lump sum at the end. And the second option is basically a short sale. In a short sale, you basically just wipe yourself clean and you could start all over again later on. And to me, that makes a lot more sense. So how do you do a short sale? Or what are the options with the bank? Okay, first of all, there is two options, and one is a deed in lieu, where you just basically sign over the house to the bank and they sell it themselves, which I don't think is that great of a deal because you don't know what's going to happen at the end. And the other one is a short sale, which is a little bit better, I think, because you have more control. You're basically selling the house, and you're selling the house for what it's worth right now. So if you're going to say, you're probably wondering, how am I going to sell the house for what it's worth if my loan is actually higher? Well, that's why it's called a short sale, because we as an agent negotiate with the bank, and they will approve that short sale because it doesn't make any sense for them to basically let the house stay there and deal with all kinds of issues. So they say, okay, do it. But we have to follow a procedure. We basically go to the website, download some forms, we list the house, we put a sign, we get a buyer, and once we have that agreement, we can go to the bank and say, look, we have a buyer, this guy can no longer pay, and they're going to say, well, prove us that he can no longer pay, then we need some financial information from you, and we put the whole package together. Then they will ask us for a listing agreement, which is something that I'm going to do with you, and then they will ask for a buyer purchase agreement, which is something that I'm going to do with the buyer. They're also going to request proof of funds, and they're going to ask us, is this buyer willing and able and qualify, and that's my job to do. And of course, I'm going to make sure that that is done, so I put the whole package together, I submit it to the bank, and then the process stays, it's supposed to be short, but it's not in short, right? So the process usually takes between 60 days and 6 months, sometimes longer, sometimes shorter, depending on the bank. And in the meantime, you don't pay any mortgage payments, you stay in the house, and the minute we close, you move out, and the new buyer comes in, and boom, it's the end of the deal. You're headache free, you don't have to do anything else other than you wait for that 1099 that the bank is going to send you on that money that they lost with you, and in parentheses, of course. And so at the end of the year, you'll take that to your accountant, and he'll help you to write that off, because there is obviously well, I don't want to get into accounting either, but there is supposedly, until today, there's a write-off that you can take on that, but that's something that you have to discuss with your accountant. But that's nevertheless the process, and it's something that I can help you with. Now, on the other hand, if you would like to have a conversation with me, one-on-one, you want me to come to your house, I'll be more than happy to do that. There is no strings attached. You can reach me by leaving me a comment in the bottom of this channel. If you don't want to do that, I understand. If you want to go to my website, you can click on the link down here, Anthony Galeano, and that will take you to my email, and you can send me an email. Or if you just want to call me right away, then sure, you can do that. My phone number is area code 310-437-3343. That's 310-437-3343.